So, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? If you've noticed anything about my upload schedule this past year, you notice that I've basically uploaded feck all. The quantity of my thoughts of episodes as well gone to shit. I've practically cancelled the Versus series without telling anybody. I don't even know when it was last uploaded. And all I've been uploading recently has been DVD reviews, which even that I don't even bother to make them. I'd chalk this problem up to procrastination. However, the video I just uploaded and the feeling I had after finishing it made me realize something about myself that I was actively denying for the better part of a year. I didn't enjoy making videos anymore. It felt more like a chore rather than a passion. If you look at a lot of my early videos, like late 2021, early 2022, look at how many I uploaded and how passionate I was to make them. Granted, they're pretty shit, as most early videos from a YouTuber are, but they don't come from a place of corruption or a need for views. They come from a place of passion. They sucked, and I will not deny that, but I was doing the best with what I had. Of course, recording from my phone became quite difficult as time moved on, as things on the computer sometimes went wrong. I won't say when they did, in what particular videos, because I don't want that to happen, but just keep in mind they did go wrong sometimes. However, discovering screen recording was an absolute blessing, as now I could script my videos instead of improvising everything, which made my videos feel uneven and random equals funny-esque. Now, the main reason for me feeling all of this is not because of the view count. I could not care less about a video getting like one view after a month. I don't care about views whatsoever. All of this is felt from the idea that uploading a video every 2 days made me feel drained and tired, especially in 2025. My upload schedule has gone completely sideways, as you can see by the fact. This I'll Be Home for Christmas review was uploaded back in December, and I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos that aren't this in like that amount. And I just kept saying it was just procrastination, it's just procrastination. I actively denied the fact that I just lost interest in making my thoughts of episodes, and I thought I could keep making them as if nothing happened. And then I made this video. A video that pushed my editing skills to the ultimate maximum, and after finishing it, made me feel the best about uploading a video in about a year. So my thoughts of it finished, I'm never making another episode again, and I'll be uploading less and only whenever I feel like it from now on. Anyways, away from this depressing stuff, here's the question I'm sure all of you are asking. Why the fuck did I make an AMV, win or lose, to the tune of Maybe Tomorrow by Stereophonics? This is the chain of command that just led to that. I don't know how it led to that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I take you on a journey of audio delays, sleep deprivation, and crappy editing. This is most of the deleted things I have from this whole experience. This is how I made an AMV, and well, I'm never making one ever again. So how did I even come up with this idea? Well, let me tell you from the beginning. In 2020, Pixar announced their first ever original series, Win or Lose. And fast forward 5 years. And the series releases on Disney Plus on February 19th, 2025. I definitely skipped over a few details, but I'm sure they're not that important. While the series was starting up, I was on a ski trip over in Pinzolo in Italy. Here's the location. There it is. If you're on proof, I took a video of myself going down the easiest slope, and throughout the entire trip I only fell like around 6 times, so I considered it a big success. However, I had very little interest in watching the whole series of Win or Lose. I was too busy watching the second season of Squid Game subbed, because I'm not a goddamn psychopath. However, by mid-March, I decided to watch it anyways, just to get it out of the way. So, on March 19th, I binged all 8 episodes in one day. I didn't do it in one sitting though, because unlike people who binge all Stranger Things in one singular go, I actually have a life. My consensus on Win or Lose is always just good. Just good. Not great, but good. It was the goodest thing I had ever seen. 7.5 out of 10. Skip forward a few days and I watch Crash from 2004. The film that won the Best Picture award at the Oscars in 2006, despite being released in 2004. Now, Crash is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life. It simplifies the issue of racism to a disgustingly idiotic degree. However, the song played at the end of the film, Maybe Tomorrow by Stereophonics, was a pretty good song. It struck a chord with me. Back to Win or Lose. After finishing it, I suddenly had an urge to watch it again. I didn't even think it was that great at first, but I still feel like I needed to watch it again. However, I never rewatch shows, especially just after watching it, no matter how long it is. So I rewatched the series on the 24th of March, and it actually improved for me. Diamond Ball made a video about the most hated characters of all time. Ross from Friends is on that list, but that's besides the point. In the video, he said this sentence that perfectly sums up my feelings for this miniseries.
I would watch these people do their taxes for 26 episodes if they're fun to watch.
That is basically the perfect way to describe the show for me. These characters could do the most mundane and boring shit in existence, and I would still watch it because they're just so much fun to watch. Of course, the kid characters can't really do the taxes, but that's not the point. This is just still a show that I would watch any day of the week solely because of how enjoyable it is. Well, most of it is enjoyable. Some episodes can get pretty depressing, which is not new for Pixar, but some themes are dealt in here that are way more mature. But I'm going to make a review about that, so you'll watch that at some point. Anyways, so here I have two completely different things. An animated series by Pixar, and a song from the 2000s. So I decided to bring back an old former video from the dark depths of 2000s YouTube. AMVs. What is an AMV, you're probably not asking? An AMV it stands for anime music video, or animated music video. Essentially, it's a song plastered over clips of an animated movie, series, or game. Sometimes they have some for live action stuff, which defeats the purpose of calling it an AMV, because then it just becomes an MV, which stands for a music video, which already exists. Wait, what was I talking about? AMVs are still popular and still done a lot, but nowhere near as much as they used to. So, on March 25th, I got the idea. What if I make an AMV using Maybe Tomorrow for Pixar's Win or Lose? Ho 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 ho, delightfully devilish, TRM. So, on the 26th, I decided to start working on this project that I've been planning for a grand total of 1 day. However, like any passion project, I ran into problems. For example, Disney Plus. Due to streaming services being about as fun to use as the Sonic the Hedgehog Dick Smasher, they don't allow people to screen record or take screenshots of films or shows on their site, so I had to find a way to find Win or Lose on a pirated website. My usual go-to Flix doesn't have it, which made it very annoying. Oh, now they do! So I had to find an alternative to it. One of those was Go Movies, which they doesn't let you play it until without getting an ad. Like, you can't even get into it at all. Cinebi or Cinebuy was drenched with ads. But then I found a website called Movies Joy, where all 8 episodes of Win or Lose were on it. It was still littered with ads, but not as many as Cinebi. So now I have a website to use to actually record the thing. Problem solved, right? Wrong, because here's another problem. The timing. Is it timed perfectly? I thought I could just, raw dog it and assume the timing with my head. I tested it out and it was off by a lot of seconds, so I searched up the song on the computer, which went about as well as you thought. Plugged my headphones into it, into the monitor, and had it on while I got the timing correct. The next problem was for the master video, the full video itself. Do I screen record the edited video while playing the audio on the computer, or do I download the music and attach it to the video? Initially, I wanted to do the latter. But after trying to find a download of the song on Google, I was shown that downloading a song required money, which I ain't spending. Then I decided to try and download the song off of YouTube Music, which also went about as well. I need to pay for a subscription. And Christ, if you think I'm going to spend that much money to download a single song. I then thought about downloading Spotify. But Christ, if you think I'm downloading an app I've actively not wanted to use for most of my life. My songs playlist on YouTube is perfect. It has a specific version of songs that I want to listen to. So then I decided to just record the audio from the computer. And okay, it's gone weird again. So after all this preparation, I started working on the video itself. The hardest part was going from episode to episode, trying to find the perfect clip seats for the video, while also trying to time it to the song perfectly. In order to not drive myself insane, I decided to get a new recording for each episode, which proved to be pretty easy at first, but then at the beginning of each screen recording, I kept getting this notification at the bottom of the screen that reads, "Drag from top and touch the back button to exit full screen." And because I didn't want to have to further guess the timings in order to cut the damn thing out, every few seconds I get that stupid message at the bottom of the screen, and it makes the whole thing look so much worse than it already does. Don't become an editor in the film industry. You'll edit yourself into a noose. So then I work for a short total of 3 hours. Yes, you heard me right. 3 goddamn hours on this shitty AMV that was probably going to get like 2 views, maybe 3. I'm writing before I put the video up. I'm not going to change this for the sake of, doing something else. So I'm really excited to look at my stuff from a few days ago and either go, "Ha, you're a moron," or "Why are you so good at predicting things?" Now, usually most YouTubers feel like complete shit after working for 3 straight hours with very few breaks. However, I didn't feel tired whatsoever. In fact, quite the contrary. I felt the liveliest I'd ever felt working on a video in a long time. I felt like I could go on for another 3 hours, but by the time I finished, it was past 11 PM and I had school the next day. This dampened my mood a bit because I had to spend the day thinking about my video. So the next day I got the shits and had to stay at home. I realized that this was perfect, as instead of doing feck all, I could finish my video. So that's exactly what I did. I continued working on my AMV while sick. You gotta respect the grind. Remind me to never say that again. So from around 10 AM to around 1 PM, I think, I continued working on my video after hours of back-breaking work, neglected food, and having to repeat the same recordings because they weren't timed well. And after all that, I finally finished the master video and turned it into a highlight video. And it says that it will take a few minutes to process. So cut to a couple hours later and still hasn't processed. So, what was I to do? Simple. Compile all the videos together and turn it into a highlight video again. And behold, the video that took only a few minutes to compile and to edit. Wonder why that happened. So you think the rest of the process of making this video would be a piece of cake, right? Ha 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 ha. Well, my friends, my nightmares only started to get progressively worse and worse and worse as the day went on. I left the video until around evening time after dinner. Once everyone departed, I left for the playroom. With a computer, a tripod, and a dream. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why did you use Google Photos to edit instead of using an actual editing software? Because Christ, if you think I'm going to get a whole ass editing software to do one video when I can do it for free on an app I already have. Ergo, Google Photos. So I put my phone on the tripod and get the screen recorder ready so I can record the audio for the song in order to attach to the video, which I'm recording on my phone. Editing is hard. I'll never become an editor in the film. So after all this, I screen record the video with the song on the computer playing at a comfortable 100% volume. After hitting stop, I look back at the video, and it's delayed! Huh? I leaned back in my chair in pure amazement. How could this have happened? I timed it perfectly. I thought all these thoughts were going through my head. So, you see, Google does this cool thing where it automatically delays audio if you're recording it on a screen recorder. At least that's my educated guess. I'm doing air quotes, but you can't see it. Because I honestly have no idea why it's done this complete and utter bullshit. After this, I decided to do the incredibly smart thing of doing the exact same plan. As you can tell, I'm not very smart. So I do the exact same recording, and guess what? You'll never believe what happened. I got the exact same result. Wonder why that was? After this, however, I actually made a plan this time. What if... Okay, I'm not doing this bit again. What if I started the audio on the computer early and then started the recording on my phone? And so, that's exactly what I did. As I let the video record itself, I sat in fearful anticipation. I leaned back into my chair the farthest I could go back, sitting in suspense, just hoping it would work. And it did! Huzzah! The video was exactly how I pictured it when I simply played the video on my phone and listened to the music on the computer. So now here comes problem number 23 or whatever, I lost track. If you're keeping track of how many goddamn issues I faced while making that video, get therapy! The next problem I had to face was the YouTuber's favorite word. Copyright. If I uploaded this video, it had the potential to be taken down by both Stereophonics/UMG and Disney because I'm using their content to make something of my own. If it did, I could dispute the claim, but Christ if you think I'm gonna go try argue with. Although what I've made technically falls under fair use, because I'm using pre-existing content to make something entirely new, there's a chance at being taken down, which makes no sense because that's not how fair use works. Despite this, I don't understand how those movie recaps are still up on YouTube. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, I created another plan. Instead of waiting until April 1st to upload the video and get jump scared by a takedown, I'll upload it privately first and see what happens. So that's exactly what I did. I set the video to private, named it test, and uploaded it to see what happens. I don't have any evidence to back this up because I deleted the videos, but that's not important. Not even 2 seconds later, the video was got a copyright claim. Shocking. However, I read the copyright notice. This is for the actual video. And the copyright notice said that even though the video has been claimed, the copyright holder allows use of the content. Do you know what this means? It means that I was free. I was allowed to make the video. Problem solved. And then another one surfaced. For Christ's sake. On the version that's currently on YouTube, the audio doesn't sound very good. I mean, knowing what I had when I made it, it doesn't sound like the worst thing ever. And you're probably thinking to yourself, this sounds awfully good for having audio from a computer. That's because the audio is from the computer. That's right, I lied. It's from the TV. A few days later, I decided to record it again on the TV to see how the audio sounds, and it sounds so much better, because this is what the original sounded like. And then this is the current version. Sounds like complete ass, doesn't it? It sounds like it was drowned underwater or something. I knew this wasn't going to be the final version, so I tested it out to see how it sounded on the TV at a volume of 75. And if you've seen the video, it sounds way better. So I deleted the old video and posted this one as test 2, and set the viewing option to unlisted. Obviously it sounds a lot better, and I got the exact same result. Copyright claim, nothing major. Now here's something interesting. As I'm writing this, I still haven't uploaded the video, so I don't know how it's done. However, I hope that's done pretty good. By my standards, it should be successful enough. Watch me say that as it has 5 views by the time I record this. That'll be great. As for some final updates, don't expect any uploads on a normal basis. Expect me to disappear at random, which you're pretty used to at this point, but now you need to expect me to vanish at some points. I'll continue making DVD reviews, top 10s, and rankings, but my thoughts of is over. I'm not going to give it a big send-off, Nostalgia Critic style. I'm just going to silently end it, Nostalgia Critic style. Also, if you've noticed, which I'm surprised if you haven't yet, I've been using screenshots of Kai from Win or Lose as my reaction screen caps. Kind of like what Shea Frillis does for Tamatoa from Moana. However, just because the character happens to be a trans girl doesn't mean anything whatsoever, okay? Me being trans is like Elon Musk acting normal. It's never gonna happen. That, and I've already gotten tons of Kai screenshots for this exact purpose. So I'm too far gone at this point. If you don't like it, go away, I don't care. I'm tired. See you in 2029 or something, I don't know, I just want to go to bed. Get it? Struck a chord? Like a guitar?